What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Quarterback Tom Brady has decided to hang up his cleats, ending his 23-year reign in the NFL. The 7-time Super Bowl winner, who made 10 Super Bowl appearances, has had enough and will head up to the booth where he has a $337 million deal with Fox. He'll be the analyst for that network, and he will continue to be around the sport that made him who he is, and that is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. And I believe, this is just my opinion, I believe that Tom Brady was forced into retirement. Let me set the stage for you. When Tom Brady's season ended, when they lost to the Dallas Cowboys in the first round of this year's NFL playoffs, and the play of that game was when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were down 6-0. They was inside the Dallas Cowboys 10-yard line, about to score and tie that game and possibly take the lead with the extra point. The Cowboys was able to get pressure up the middle with a defensive lineman, and he flinched. He tried to throw the ball away but didn't get enough on it, and the ball ended up getting picked off by the Dallas Cowboys safety. And that play right there was a play when Tom Brady was in his heyday he would have never made. But due to the fact that he was 45 years old, he was no longer willing to hang in the pocket and take that hit to deliver the pass that he needed to deliver. And that's a pass that needed to be thrown out of bounds so you can live to play another play. With all that being said, when the season ended unceremoniously, there was no suitors for Tom Brady. The team that he was looking to go to, the Miami Dolphins, which was penalized before this past season when they contacted Tom Brady illegally. NFL caught wind of this, and they penalized the Miami Dolphins organization with draft picks and put a kibosh on him and Sean Payton going there to South Beach. With all that being said, Miami Dolphins came out a couple of days ago and said they're not interested in bringing in Tom Brady, that they want to continue to develop Tua Tagovailoa, and they are not in the Tom Brady market. When that article got published, and you know Tom Brady caught wind of that, I believe then he made the decision to retire, because that was the only team that was going to pursue him. Now, he could have possibly maybe went to the Las Vegas Raiders, as he has a relationship with head coach Josh McDaniel, who is the offensive coordinator. When he was in New England for several years, they had a lot of success, won multiple Super Bowls together. But that would entail him going back to the AFC and being in the division with the best player in the game, Patrick Mahomes. In a tough AFC West, you got Justin Herbert over there. He's got a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Winslow. Kellen Moore. I'm thinking about the great Kellen Winslow that played for the organization when they were in San Diego. But Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator. You look at the Denver Broncos, they just brought in Sean Payton, a Super Bowl winning head coach who enjoyed huge success with the New Orleans Saints. So that was going to be a tough division to stay out of the basement, let alone make the playoffs in. So I don't think he wanted to go there. I don't think he wanted to go back to the AFC in general. You got a lot of young, top-notch quarterbacks in the AFC. You can make an argument that the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are all from the AFC. You got number 1, Patrick Mahomes. You got number 2, Joe Burrow. You got number 3, Josh Allen. You got number 4, Jalen Hurts. And you got number 5, Trevor Lawrence. That's probably my top 5 right there. So 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks are in the AFC. So you would think that if Tom Brady did go to the AFC and play for the Miami Dolphins, he would want to go somewhere where he had a lot of firepower, and that would have been the case if he went to the Dolphins. They would have wanted to bring him in. Well, they had 2 track stars on the outside, Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Then you had a great tight end in Gazelle. You get Mostert back. That's another track star playing the running back position, a lot of speed. And with the offensive coordinator that they brought in from the 49ers, McDaniels, that would have been a recipe for success in Tom Brady's eyes. But they were not interested in Tom Brady. I don't think he wanted to go to the Raiders, too tough a division. The San Francisco 49ers, another team that was linked to Tom Brady, I don't believe they were interested. I don't think that system is a good system fit for Tom Brady. Tom Brady wants to come in and run his system, kind of like he was able to do in Tampa Bay, as he got pushed back when he first got there with Bruce Arians, who Arians had a system that was down the field system where they wanted to get the ball down the field. No risk it, no biscuit is what Bruce Arians always liked to say. But he eventually succumbed to Tom Brady's demands, and Tom Brady was able to implement the similar offense that he ran with the New England Patriots. I don't think that would have been the case with Shanahan over there with the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think that was a good fit. I think they want to still see what they got in Trey Lance, as he'll be ready for off-season programs coming into next season. And they still want to look at Brock Purdy. We had a real good run at the end of the season. We finished like 6-0 or whatever, 7-0 at the end of the season. A lot of people say, well, that was against some last place teams, against the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith. Defense wasn't that great. Then they played the Cowboys. He didn't look that great when he finally played a solid defense. And then we don't know what would happen against the Philadelphia Eagles. They were getting after him early, ended up knocking him out the game. But he's a guy that showed a lot of promise this season. And he's trying to get the right medical advice as far as his elbow goes. He could be looking at 6 months if it's a procedure that's going to involve fixing the UCL in the elbow, or if it's a little bit more serious, Tommy John surgery, he could be out 9 to 12 months. So he's in the process of getting that diagnosed and find out which will be the best course of action. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Tom Brady was forced into retirement, because if the Miami Dolphins would have wanted to bring him in, he would have retired from the NFL. Make no mistake about it. The other option was not an appealing option, that being the Las Vegas Raiders, even if they were interested in the first place. And I don't know for a fact that they were even interested. Maybe they want to go in another direction. Maybe they believe in the quarterback situation they got there, as an article came out yesterday that they still have not given Derek Carr permission to seek a trade, but everything is pointing toward him being elsewhere next year, that being Derek Carr. And then you got the backup quarterback that has a relationship with the head coach, Josh McDaniel from New England. And he played well against the 49ers at the end of the season, not so much versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the last game of the season, but he's a guy that has youth on his side, doesn't have a lot of experience. Maybe they believe they can develop him into being a serviceable quarterback, as he's got a lot of familiarity in the Josh McDaniel offense when he was the backup quarterback for Tom Brady in New England. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Tom Brady was forced into retirement. But make no mistake about it, Tom Brady is the best quarterback to ever do it. #1 quarterback of all times. 7 Super Bowls and 10 appearances. A guy that had that tenacity. He had a lot of fire in his belly. Wanted to win at all costs. Played on some great teams in New England. Had great defenses that supported him. And then he went to Tampa Bay and turned around a downtrodden franchise. And they were able to secure their 2nd Super Bowl trophy up under Tom Brady. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. No doubt about it, Hall of Famer, first ballot. He should be the first player in history that don't have to wait 5 years. That's how great his career was, but he's going to have to wait 5 years. But when his 5 years is up, he will definitely go into the Hall of Fame, along with J.J. Watt, who retired. So that's going to be a hell of a class. What we had, 2023 to 2028. NFL Hall of Fame class is already starting off on a great situation when you got the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, going against a top 5 defensive lineman of all time, J.J. Watt. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, a lot of people are going to be out here saying, well, he said he would retire before he ended up coming back. I think that could be the case in this situation. I don't think he's going to be able to come back in this situation because the last situation was a little bit different. You know, Tom Brady already knew that he couldn't get to the Miami because that's where actually he wanted to go before last offseason. That did not come to fruition. And then he shortly after that announced his retirement. But he always knew that he could go back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He can go back to Tampa Bay this time around too, but it's a less appealing situation. They don't nearly have the roster that they had going into last season. They got a lot of older players, particularly at the skill position, that have seen their better days, that are on the back nine of their career. So I don't think he looks at that as a situation where he can compete for a championship. Best case scenario, they'll win that division because the division is nothing great about that division. There's nothing to write home about as far as the NFC South. But as far as that goes, what you're going to be one and done in the playoffs, you're going to play the highest wild card winner. And that could be the Dallas Cowboys again. That could be somebody from the NFC West. You know, the Rams get their situation back together. LA Rams. It could be somebody like that. You're still looking at a situation where you're playing a superior team. Tom Brady sees the handwriting on the wall as far as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go. That's why he was looking to go to the Miami Dolphins. And he had just recently purchased some property out there, had a home in the process of being finalized out there. You know, him and his kids was out there looking at different schools that he would have his kids attending. So all signs pointed to him going to the Miami Dolphins, but I think the Miami Dolphins want to look at Tua Tagovailoa. I was thinking that the owner, Stephen Ross, will try to make another play at Tom Brady. But again, people see the film. He's not the same player. He does not want to get hit. He's going to get rid of the ball and put the ball in harm's way more times than not, rather than standing there taking that hit. And that was the case. And that was the case a lot this past season. Being 46 years old, you can't blame him for trying to preserve his body. You know, trying to make sure he's ready once the playoff starts. He's not banged up. He's not nicked up. But again, he did not do that when he was in his heyday. But naturally, being the older guy, naturally knowing you can't take the hits that you took when you were younger, your body's not bouncing back as easy after those games during the next week. You know, you get in that whirlpool when you was in the younger days. You get out that whirlpool, you pretty much ready to go. That probably was not the case for the last few years for Tom Brady. And that's why he kind of shied away from sticking in that pocket and delivering that ball on time when a pass rusher was bearing down on him. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard.Briscoe.3551. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holler.